Hey Blue Merinos, look what we're gonna make together. This cutie, I can't wait to show you how to do it. It's our newest kit. Get in here, let's make it together. Blue Merinos, today we're gonna play with this really cute new wreath kit. And this one involves one of our fun winter Wonderland churches. So this piece is gonna take you from the holidays all the way into the snowy winter, and you are gonna love it. It's so full of charm and snow and cuteness. It's going to be a blast. Let's get started. When you get the kit from us, it's going to come with your wreath base, your main center point here, which is this really cute farm kind of house church. And then with that, we're going to pop in some of these other greeneries that are gorgeous. We have a really sparkly, it is beautiful. This is like a pine, but it's loaded with beautiful glitter and snow. And then, of course, I'm going to have my snowberries on here. I love these because they are just so sparkly, you know. And then this one here is a flock pine, and that's going to be kind of our base for our design. And we'll be making that all on a really cute pine base that I already have fluffed out and ready to go. So the very first thing we've got to do on this whole project is really shape out this base. So this base is a pine base. It's a 20-inch one, so it's not too little, not too big. And what I'm going to do is take and really shape each needle out so it's got good movement and make sure it goes one direction. It doesn't matter if it goes right or to the left or clockwise or counterclockwise, but you want to get it fluffed out really pretty so it's ready to accept all the pieces we're about to put into it. I'm making this up on my wreath board, but you can make this. We sell wreath stands just like this where you can learn to make things where you're standing in front of them. I stand off to the side because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing while I'm teaching, but you would just stand right in front of it. And I love these because, well, number one, they're made by my BFF Betty, all the way in Georgia. She makes them, and they're made so you can really work hard and push into the wreath when you're ready to create. You don't need that to do this project at all. This is when you're ready to take a step to the next move. You know, you're like ready to step it up in your design process and get something a little fancier, and it makes a great gift. So if it's time for you to get a gift, tell your hubby, your friend, your kids, tell them, hey, I think I need a wreath stand. I would love that for creating wreaths. But this is the one I use, but it's not necessary. You can also just make this flat on the table. Just protect your surface because the pine is kind of prickly, and we don't want to tear up that beautiful dining room table that you have. The first thing you need to do is figure out where you want to put your church. And for us, I'm going to run him right up and down the middle. So I know that's where he's going to go, right in the center. We're going to keep that super simple when we're designing. I have already staple gunned a couple of pieces of wire on here. It comes with this pretty backing, and it comes with little lights. So it's got little lights in there. And we're going to do a different motif than this. I want to make this for winter and not Christmas. So I just take my wire cutters or pliers and we just pull these right off, right? So you just take and just yank them right off and they're gone. Okay, done. So now it's got more of a winter motif instead of a holiday motif. Okay, and I stapled these on. I put a little hot glue and then I put a little moss. So that's all prepped and ready to go, and we know we're going to be putting it right in the middle. But before we even do that, we got to get this base looking good. So what I want you to do is grab your Fairmont pine, and we're going to start by putting some of this in. So what I want to do is cut these down a little bit and get them a little shorter. Put some glue on these and put them in. Here we go. So I'm going to go clockwise with my design. And I'll just make sure that goes into the pine and give it a little twist around. And we're just going to equally space these out. And we'll keep trimming them down. We don't need them too long. Y'all, I think it's so fun to be able to do the winter theme. You know, when you live in an area where you're not quite ready to give up your twinkle lights from the holidays, right? You want them still up, but you want to just have this, you know, that fresh fallen snow feel, and you can leave some of your deer out in the house. Maybe you've got some cute snowmen. You don't have to transition right into spring in your decor, but you can have a little bit of twinkling from the snow in these pieces. I think that is just so fun, and it just makes you enjoy the holidays a little bit longer. So here comes my third one coming in over here on the left. I'm going to put them all in and twist them in, make sure that's holding. You can even, if you want them to be a little more flat, you can take and grab them with the pine. That's what's so nice about using some pine wreath base. You can grab it going around that way. And I can take and grab these upper stems with a little bit of pine too, just to kind of make sure it's on there. In design school, I really talk about, you know, having really great construction. When you're ready to sell your pieces and you want to, you know, make things that are a little bit higher level, we want them to be well constructed. So that will help hold them in a little bit better. So our next move, pine, and it is sparkly, sparkly. So let's take one of these bushes and go ahead and cut it down to where it is all cut off the bush. It's going to give you 4 really long stems. And that works great because we're going to put these in between each one of these. We already divided the wreath up, and we're just going to put one in between each one. So, and we're going to leave these long because we want these to go outside into the design. Yes. And just start to sparkle. And just keep working on going around, okay? Let's bring this one in over here to the right. Come here, buddy. I'm going to just put that right here in between. Here, we might need 2. I'm just going to start with 1 to start with. Okay? And then 1 more. I just knocked all my berries over it. Berries down! That's all right. I'll get them in a minute. Okay, and this one over here. All my flocking's going to be like, oh, I got dandruff. No, it's flocking! I love that time of year when we get to have all the glitter and the goodies. Especially once we put this church in here, you're going to see how cute it is. I got that one a little high, but let me just step back. And what I want to do is just check my circle and see what we have going. Yeah, I think I need to bring this one down a little. I went a little bit high on it. I already wired it in with the branch, so I've got to unwire it. And then just yank it out, and we'll go a little bit lower. This one has a little bit of snow on it, too. Look, it has a little snow. That's so cute. Okay, because I really wanted to aim that in the middle. I thought I could bend it down, but no such luck. We're going to go right in the middle. Doesn't that look good? I love it. So we've got the 3 in there, and then I have the 3 pieces beside that. We have a lot more to put in, but our next step, we really have to get the church in. So don't forget, we did a little staple gun trick, and I just took a little handheld staple gun, and we stapled an 18 gauge wire in, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. That's done, and I use this paper wrapped wire for stuff like that. Now that's not going to come in your kit. The staple gun's not. You're not going to get all the wire cutters and things like that. That's the kind of stuff you're going to have in your crafting stash. But once we get those wires on there, we're ready to put this guy in. So I'm going to do that right now. Now I would recommend that you kind of take a look at where it's going to hit the frame of the wreath. Just like when you put any attachment in, you have to think about that. Like, where is this going to attach to the frame? Oh yeah, that looks cute. And I want to make sure it's in the middle as much as possible. And I'm going to go right through this piece here. And I'm going to grab that bottom frame of the wreath. And then we'll just twist it. Twist it around to hold it. Get them into place. I'm doing the bottom too now. So from the back here, you can see one went under, one went over. That's fine. Just going to bring this in. And then we'll kind of pull it down a little bit. It's a little bit tighter. There we go. And I'll twist that. And if we keep it right in there, it's not going to scratch anybody's door or anything. Twist, 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 and then just tuck that back in. It'll look neat and finished from the back too. And just tuck that in, okay? And voila! It's in the middle. That easy. It wasn't hard. So cute. And it's not super tight, so I can wiggle it a little right or left and stand back in front of your piece and kind of take a look at, okay, that looks good. And we have a good start of our perimeter. We got some of our snowy greenery in the back. which is picking up that color from the church. It's such a bright white. I want to make sure we have that in the background here too. It's time to put our berries in. So I have 4 bushes of berries that we're going to be putting in. But you know, even before that, let's go ahead and finish kind of our perimeter with the pine. And then we'll get to berries next, because they need to be kind of the star of the show. They have this really cute little dainty greenery too. So we're going to let them be kind of more towards the front. So what we need to do is take the remaining pieces, all right, that we have from our second bush and our first bush, and let's cut them all off here, and then we're going to divide these into half, because they don't need to be as long as those. These can be shorter, and we'll make them go further in our design. So let's do it. So when I say cut them in half, I take one of those stems and I just find a midpoint here and we cut them in half. And now 1 becomes 2 and we're ready to put those in. So I got to do that for all these stems. So ready, set, fast forward, go. All right, here's my last one. Okay. Now let's go in here. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go right in the front of each piece of the flocked greenery first. That'll be easy. And you kind of come up with your own little rhythm that you want to do. In design school, I teach different techniques and strategies to help you be able to easily come up with a way to produce your own products and learn placement and direction. And getting one of these wreath kits is just a super great start, a way to get started, playing with higher quality supplies and seeing, what do you think? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Would you like to learn more? Because you know when you're ready to, we are here for you to come join us. So I have so much fun teaching you. Okay, so immediately that filled it up really nicely. Our next move is to now go out to the perimeter a little bit more too. So I'm going to watch as I go around. And anywhere I think we need more, we're going to pop one in. And we have several pieces still, so we've got plenty. We don't have to worry. Right down here at the bottom, we need one more right here. And I've glued that in, and then I'm going to grab it with the pine and twist a little to hold it too. And let's come around here. I'm just kind of looking on the perimeter first. I know I need one up here at the top. Just kind of in between. And how about one there? A nice full piece. So when I say the perimeter, what I'm talking about is over here on the outside edges of this wreath. Does it look circular, or have somehow I've lost my shape? When somebody sees a wreath from a further distance away, we got to make sure we've got that great circular shape. So that's what I'm checking right now. Okay, we need one more here coming out of the white. I'll just keep watching. Sometimes it's hard to see those lines with your eyes just kind of fully looking at them, but if you'll take and squint a little, it'll help you see that circle outside shape. It will also tell you if, oh gosh, I went way out over here and I'm not way out over here. Just that little bit has made it really fill in nice. I'm going to take this little bigger piece and we're going to go right behind here and just kind of tuck it where it's coming out of the flocked area. And what's happened is we've taken a regular kind of pine base and we just really scaled it up very quickly by putting this pine with it. All right, got a couple more pieces here and we're going to use these kind of on the inside later. I'm going to hold these later. These are our little secret weapons. They're going to help us add some cohesiveness to the final look when we put this all together. So it's going to be so cool. So guess what? Berries, berries. Grab the berries. We're putting the berries in next. Now, these berries are magical because they're snowy and glittery, and they have the cutest little greenery. So we're going to open them up. In design school, you will hear me saying, when you join our class, you're going to hear me saying, open them by shaking hands with them. And what I mean by that is you're literally getting in here, and I used to joke around and be like, you have to say, hello. Nice to meet you. Hello, nice to meet you. I have to get them spread out. When I buy premium floral supplies, if I don't take the time to use that wire, then I am not utilizing all the assets that these pieces have. So we want to do that. So I'm going to cut this down. I have 4 of these. So we're going to start by putting one just in between each of the Fairmont pines, and then we'll have one extra for magic time, right? So let's do that. Now with these berries, it's up to you, but I think we should have them kind of work a little bit to the midline of the design. So I have to go a little bit, I put their stem in deeper than I think I would need to, because I'm just going to kind of have them sit in here, not go way out, just kind of stay in this, what we call the midline. So that first one's going there. Oh my gosh, so pretty. All right, and the next one's going to come in right here, right? Same thing. Now everybody's wired in here, so if I get it in here and I want to, once the glue dries, I can wiggle them around a little bit. But I do recommend starting off with them open and really pretty. Just makes it easier. Okay, this one's going to go in here, and like I said, since I want it to land down there, I got to go a little higher. I'll push it into the pine. Yeah. And I'm sticking with that direction that I'm going. All right. In design school, we learn transition points and when to transition and how to shift. And on this particular wreath, we're just going to go circle around. So it's going to go always circling. All right, here comes my last one down at the bottom. And this one we're still going between the 2 Fairmonts, so that'll be right down here at the bottom. So you have to kind of push it behind if you want it to come out in that area. And it is okay to put things in and not glue them and come back and glue them. That is quite all right. And I encourage you to do that till you feel more comfortable where everything's going to go. So I'm going to put this one in. I'm pushing her back there, but I'm also going to grab her with some of the wreath base because she's right here at the bottom. And I want to make sure she looks beautiful. All right, and I like to tuck some of my florals just right around here, like get them in here. Now let me go back a little and see what I like and what I don't like. Let's take a look. She's looking so pretty. She's a little crooked. Straighten her up. There's a little bit left on her roof up here of when I took her little berries off. There's a little bit of glue there, and I'm going to get that off. Yep. You just take your wire cutter and yank it. It'll come right off. Perfect. Let's take and do the detail work. So first thing we want to do is pull up these little berries that have a little greenery with them. So I'm going to pull those up. And now I want to pop a little berry in between these clusters. So we're going to take this big berry stem, and what I want you to do is just pull these off, okay? Let's take and pull them apart. When you do that, it's going to come into these 3 sections right here. And then I'm able to take these, and we'll put those in between. All right, and then these are going to stay really tight to the house. So if you want, I'll give you an example of how it looks if I don't glue it. I just tuck it in where I think it's going to go. And I can be like, okay, that can go right there, yep. So that one will go there. Here comes my next one. My next little berry piece can kind of go up here. Just going in between these layers. I love to do what we call breaking the plane. That means overlapping pieces. It gives that great depth. You got to play with that. If you have never done that, you got to do that. All right. And this piece could go down here because I'm just trying to bridge the gap between these. Something like that. Let's take a look at that. Let me get backward and look at it. Let me see. Oh, yes, yes. Now I see a little bit of a hole right here. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal a little berry from up here. We got lots of berry right here. I'm going to cut this little piece out. Okay. And we're going to put a little berry over there in this section right here. Also. And then we'll glue these all in. So I'm going to take this longer piece that we just had. We were playing with it. We're going to put that right there. Put the little shorter one above. So feel free to, take apart those clusters too and space them in. I don't want it to be so like one berry, one berry, one berry. I like it to have bigger, fatter clusters, but feel free to kind of pull them out and play with them. Because that's more fun anyway. Separate them a little. Okay. Now I'm gonna come in here. Yep, that looks good. Now I know I'm gonna put this one right here, but this piece, I put it at the beginning, it's kind of like, it's a little bit ornery. It's kind of going straight up. So what if I cut this little piece out? And then we just kind of help it a little, giving it a little more curve. These guys go here, right? And we'll put this one a little further back to help it curve around. See, that's, you can control it and do that too. I think that's fun, because you have that option to just cheat a little by cutting it and repositioning it. These have a nice wire in it, but if you need to go further, just take it out and trim it a little shorter. Uh-oh, you're not going to go in there? But I want you to go, there it went, finally. Okay, look how pretty this is. Now what I'm going to do is get in there and I'm going to give these berries some movement. So I'm giving them a bit of a bend. I don't want them to be just flat. That's boring. We don't make boring wreaths around here. We like to make beautiful dimensional pieces that really are different. I really want you to get really good at making pieces that stand out and that are just different in a way that everybody wants your work, and your family and friends are like, you made that? You know, that's when it feels the best. And of course, if you ever want to sell your work, we would love to support you in that journey as well. When it's time to, you know, get a little fancy. Okay, last two pieces, okay, basically. I want you to look at where you think you need a little more sparkle, and you can either take and bend something, move something we already have in here, or we can take our last two pieces and tuck in. So I'm going to step back one more time and look at it straight on and see where I might have, where I feel like there's a hole and I would like to put a little bit more. But y'all, this is so pretty. It is so pretty. Okay, right here, I feel like I could put a little bit more of the greenery there. So I'm going to give that a swirl and come right up. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks great. And then, how about one more piece right in there? I'm just adding a little more depth, or down here. We might go down here because that's the area that I was trying to fill in earlier. Let's see if I can get one more piece right in here. Excuse me, buddy. I need to get up in here. And I'm just going to put that in to help it come around. What do you think? Do you love it? Let me show you. What do you think? Isn't it beautiful? Oh. And once you flick on that little battery in the back, you put on those little twinkle lights, it'll be adorable. And if you want to get fancy, you can add more twinkle lights to yours all inside. Doesn't this look great on your door after the holidays? You could just have a whole winter wonderland right on your porch. It's going to be adorable. Or you know what? Bring it inside and have it inside with you, because it's definitely going to keep those winter blues away. I hope you enjoyed it, Blue Merinos. I can't wait for you to make your own just like this. Have fun with flowers, and you know what? Stay tuned for more Winter Wonderland projects. You're going to want